Good morning, guys, and welcome back to City Transport Simulator Tram. As you know, I've been a bit of a fan of this game since it first released. Obviously, there's been some troubles along the way, right? When the last big update came out, the game became very unplayable, and I haven't played a lot of it since because there was too many bugs that just made the game very unpleasant to play, especially in the career bit. So yeah, let's go over a couple of things before we load the game up. First, we are now at 0.3.1. So it's still very early access. So I'm not expecting miracles here, is what I'm saying to you. When you buy into a early access game, you buy into the fact that you're not getting a polished product, and you're essentially game testing it for them. This is what early access is. I have a sneaking feeling that View App only really use its early access players as game testers. They don't seem to have any in-house game testers, and if they have, they need to fire them because they're not very good at their job. But that's just, that's just my opinion. Anyway, let's jump in. I haven't loaded the game because I was aware that when the first update came out, when it initially dropped, there was a problem with it that corrupted the saves. From what I've been told, this has now been fixed. Luckily, I'm one of these people that has been playing early access games for a long time, so I always tend to back up my saves anyway. Right, let's load the game up and let's see what happens. Hopefully, it loads. And once we've got it loaded up, I'm going to talk about what they promised. What they've promised with this update. Menu music's loud as ever. Okay, so why is it asking me to create another character? Maybe they haven't fixed. It's got my name though, so it saved my profile name. Maybe let's just get into the menu and see what happens. So I'm just going to click Start Game here and let's see. It's going to make me play the tutorial. Maybe they haven't fixed it.
Welcome to Tram.
Oh, so do we have to start from level 1 all over again? Is that what's happening here? Let's see. Do you know what? I'm just going to go to main menu. Let's jump back to the main menu and see what happens. See, I'm getting all the tutorial bits again. This doesn't look good, does it? I am logged into Dovetail Games. Oh no, I'm level 40. So, okay, so it saved all my levels, but it was making me replay tutorials and stuff. That's okay, I can live with that. Yeah, not a problem at all. Okay, first panic over. Now, options. I know there's some options I'm going to need to change here because, like I say, the game was unplayable before. HUD I want on. I don't actually know. I do play with it off sometimes, right enough. So maybe I did have it turned off last time I was playing. AI trams, I had them turned off before because you just got never-ending traffic jams. They have said they fixed that, so I'm going to turn this back on. Now, it does say that I'm going to need to restart the game, so I'm going to check all my other settings, and then I'm going to do a quick restart, and we'll jump back in. So let's go to graphics. Yeah, this all looks... Let's get it on custom high. Crank that up. So here's our new settings. We've got AI car density. I'm going to leave it on high. I really want to push this game to its braking limits to see if they fixed it. Pedestrians, they've apparently done a lot of work on the pedestrians, so I'm excited to see that because, we quite often had pedestrians stood on the top of the stations. Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. I'm going to leave that on high as well. I want to see how good a job they've done of these pedestrians. Right, now I've done that, I'm going to quit out. And we're going to reload. Give it a second. Because it can sometimes be slow at restarting. So let's try loading it up again. And now we should be good to go. So, hang on, let's get past this menu music bit because it can be quite loud. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We're in. So what did they promise to fix with this? Now, if you remember before, we had missed stations. Missed stations were a problem. They have said they fixed this. Signals. There were many a time you would obey the traffic signals and get told that you didn't. There were also times that I ran red lights before and didn't get penalized for it. So there were lots of problems with the signals. They have said that this is all fixed. What else? Game crashes. Let's face it, it crashed a lot before. This apparently has... Now, I'm not going to say that they've completely fixed this because I don't see how they could have. But they have said that they have fixed it. So let's crack on. I think best way to do this is to get straight in. I am going to use my controller for this game as ever because it's more enjoyable to drive on the controller. Right, let's get in. Let's just have a check of... Now, first things, good point. One of the first problems that we had in this game was here in the map. Now, one problem I can visibly see hasn't been fixed, and I actually spoke to them personally about this. I spoke to a guy at View App. I opened a few tickets, and one of my tickets was about after they introduce Gruner Hugel, after they introduce this extension, you could never get your network coverage up to 5. 4.3 is the best you can do. Now, the reason that it's only 4.2 is because I've missed a station out, which brings me on to my other problem. If you include this station in any of your routes, it plummets your transported passengers. Now, I know for a fact that that is still happening because a friend of mine has told me that that is still happening. So I'm not going to bother checking it. I will check it out before the end of this stream, but I'm not going to delete any of my routes just now just to do that. I want to get into driving to see if the things have been fixed. And your lines, it's saying I've got 3.7 over 5, whereas all my lines are really happy. I'm not sure if that's just simply that I need more lines or not, but I have had that up at 5 in the past. So, yeah, I'm not seeing much that's been fixed here. This looks identical. Maybe at some stage I'll rebuild all my routes, and we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it... Yeah, do you know what I do? At the end of this video, I'm going to get in, we'll do some driving, and I will play the game a little bit and tack a bit on to the end of this video and tell you what I found and all that. Let's jump into driving. So let's go to start a session. Now, I'm going to drive the Class D because I like the Class D. Now, I am aware that this station, is it this station or one of the stations here it'll be this one, I think, was always a missed station. Also, these traffic lights, as you turned left out of here, you always got penalised, and I'm sure these ones as well, you always got penalised. So do you know what? I'm going to run this route, and we'll get a very quick thing as to what's been fixed and what's been not fixed. So let's go back into that. So route 4, let's start at the... Oh, they do still have... I think this is if you want to start at the crack of dawn, basically. I'm not going to do that just yet. We might do that a bit later in the video. So let's start at Grunehugel and we'll go all the way down to there. It's going to be a nice long drive. Let's do it in the light so you guys can see the game. I'm just going to start in the cockpit, ready to drive, everything ready to go. Let's test the game out at its bare essentials before we start toying with all the other things. Load times are as long as ever. I would love to know in the comments if you've been playing it in the last 2 or 3 days. Have you been enjoying it? This is a big thing for me. Has this game become enjoyable for you to play? Right, okay. Release doors. Let's do that. Okay, lock the doors. That was nice and quick. Oh, another thing apparently they have fixed is your distance markers to the next stops. Okay, so we've got other trams coming in, which is good to see. Right, let's get going. We are good to go. We'll be 20 through this bit here. Oh man, am I having to go round? I am! Ah! So they haven't fixed that then.
Nächster Halt, Gabriele-Münter-Straße.
Okay, let's go around. I was under the impression that was another ticket that I opened with them. They told me they'd fixed that. They told me that had been fixed. What they actually told me was that they had moved that station backwards. Away from the... See these little yellow triangles on the ground? Oh, wait. Did I not change? This might be my fault, guys. Hang on a second. Ah, automatic switch. Nah, that's my bad. Let's apply that. Yep, that's my fault, not the game's fault. Let's go back to the main menu and test this. Because that was an issue there, that whenever you started at that station, you always had to do a loop. I was told, with a ticket that I opened, that they had fixed that. So let's find that out right now. What I believe they've done is they've moved the station back away from the yellow triangle on the ground. Because what was happening before is your station was over the yellow triangle on the ground, so you were already past that switch changing point. So you always had to do a loop if you started at that station. Let's have a look. I completely forgot about that. Let's jump back in. Yes, so that's another thing that they apparently have fixed as well. I always had the automatic switches off because so many of the routes that I had built, it would send me off in the wrong direction. So apparently that's fixed, so we will find out that as well, hopefully. Right. Let's get going. Ah, and yes, so I see what they mean. There's the yellow triangle on the ground. This whole station has been moved backwards by the look of it, or the yellow triangle forward. Probably the yellow triangle forward. I don't know. Let's get going. Don't want to get an early leave. There's that tram coming in again. Should mean we're good to go. Well, straight on, which is where we're meant to be going, so I'll take it.
Nächster Halt, Gabriele-Münter-Straße.
To 50 now. The lights with us. Now, actually, good point. This is a place where all the way along this section here, if you went through a red light before, you didn't get penalised for it. I'm going to put that to the test right now. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to wait till this tram light in front of us goes to red again. Or, well, not red, you know what I mean. Horizontal line. And then I'm going to drive through it to see if that has been fixed. Because, yeah, the traffic lights along here, you could just drive through them and you never got penalised for it. Here it goes. It's going to red, so let's get going. 10 bits it turns back before we get there. Oh, beat the cars. Aha, traffic. So these signals have been fixed along this stretch. Right, let's get going. Otherwise we're going to be late. Oh, I'm going through. You guys are going to have to stop. I'm not quite sure how I got away with that. I also not quite sure why they... Maybe it's just a junction. But if that was a junction, I would have had right of way. So they should have stopped. Right? Lights have changed. I'll pull forward to my stop marker. And I will stop. Let's get people on. Okay. See if we can get going before this light. Ah, right as we're getting going. Oh well, them's the brakes. It's good to see pedestrians waiting for the traffic lights. This is something that they have said they fixed. So that is good to see. That's looking fixed. So far the only thing I've noticed was those cars pulling out in front of me. But I honestly don't know whether that was my fault or their fault. I mean, I had the green light, but... yeah, I don't know. Whoa! Okay, so... there's something that they've said they fixed that they haven't fixed, then. That woman just literally walked straight out in front of me.
Übergang zur Linie 2.
And it was never that bad before. You never had them just on a mission like that. Yeah, that's not so good. I mean, we're early into our first drive, and I've already had 2 fairly significant bugs. Now I know these traffic lights down here were bad, and I know this stop here was bad as well. Previously. So let's do 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's see if they fix this station. Yep, they have. I've got my stopped at station. And now the good thing is I didn't lose my XP combo thing for running down that pedestrian. Right, let's see if we can get out before the lights change. That pedestrian did stop walking there. That, okay.
Nächster Halt, Universität. Übergang zur Linie 2.
And I didn't get penalised for going through a red signal. Brilliant. We need to make up some time here. Pedestrian just walking out in the road. Did he have a green man? And if he did have a green man, why have I got a green light? This is what I'm unsure of. Let's get stopped. Speeding. Yeah, the Type D brakes are not the best. I was forgetting that. Once you get used to them, they're fine, but they are a lot more spongy than other things. Although, I believe there is a way to... There you go. You can increase the brake force. So if you find that what you're doing is... Yeah, anyway, you can customize your brake force in there. I'm going to assume that customizes it for all the trams you're driving. Right, let's get down. Of course. This is actually something interesting, because I always found that when you approach signals in the game before, they would just turn green. Or, you know what I mean by green, right? They would give you the right of way. That's definitely not the case. I've been caught by quite a few lights so far. I'm hearing sirens, which is... They did talk about having new sound effects in the game, but I'm not seeing an ambulance anywhere. Or police car, or whatever that is supposed to represent. So yeah, I mean, great, you've got extra sound effects, but have the actual thing that the effect comes from in the game. Has anybody seen? Please let me know in the comments, guys. Have you seen a police car, ambulance, fire engine with its lights flashing? Did I just completely miss it there? Yeah, I don't appreciate just random sound effects. That doesn't... They said they did the extra sound effects for more immersion in the game, but it's not more immersion if you're looking around for an imaginary ambulance. Right, I think we're going right here. Yep, we're going right at the bottom. And along, and then we're going down the middle. Yeah. Let's get going. So good. I mean, the signals do seem to be fixed.
Nächster Halt, oberer Ring.
Passengers I'm not convinced about yet. Pedestrians, rather. I definitely haven't seen any standing on top of things like you used to get them on top of the stations and things like that. I haven't seen any of that, and I have seen them stopping at traffic lights, but I've also seen them just walk out into the road, so She's quite close. Am I going to hit her? No. Good. We're going left, yep. I'm running quite late, guys. Get yourselves on board. Definitely busier on the cars. Traffic. There we go. The biggest thing for me in the past was the missed stations and the bad traffic signals, and they definitely seem to be fixed. I mean, I know I've only just done this one run, but I'm definitely seeing that they've improved that. Yeah, that didn't go my way, did it? Look, it's good to see that all that's fixed. It really is good to see. They have definitely seemed to have fixed the signals. Obviously, I can't say whether it's all the signals at this stage, but they do seem to be fixed.
Nächster Halt, Hauptbahnhof West.
So pretty much coming up to the centre of the map here. Centre of town. In its current state, anyway. You know, we're right in the very middle of the map is what I was meaning. I mean, what I would say is I put pedestrians up on high. And this is middle of the day. In the middle of the city. And it's pretty dead, right? I mean, there's not much traffic. I mean, there's no traffic going my way. There's all traffic going opposite direction to me.
Nächster Halt, Konstanzgasse.
But not a lot of traffic moving with me. And pedestrian-wise, bit of a ghost town, if I'm totally honest. Now, I have just seen on my phone, View app, have just put up something on YouTube as I record this. Let me just have a very quick stop at this station and have a very quick look. Well, it might help if I actually stop, which I didn't. Let me just pause this. Let me just have a quick look what they've posted. Oh. I think they're just saying that 3.1 is out. They haven't just... Yeah, it's just the video saying that the latest one is the latest patch is out. Only time will tell as to how good a job they've
Nächster
done.
Halt, unterer Ring.
Not too far from the end of this route. Yeah, we're not too far from the end. I mean, it's playable, right? I mean, so far. Now, see that I've got the green light here, but there is traffic coming out from there too. That seems awful weird to
Nächster
me.
Halt, Igor-Jurkewitsch-Platz. Übergang zu den Linien 5 und 6.
I've got a lot of trams active in this city at the moment, and I haven't seen any traffic jams yet. All the trams seem to be moving freely, which is awesome. Tram in front of us. Yep, it's still moving freely. Just wait for him to scoop up his passengers. The soles on her shoes. Right, let's stop here. Right, coming around, I think, to our final stop, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So now I've got a green light, but obviously she was on the walkway before. So yeah, that's okay.
Nächster Halt, Engelsbrunnen. Übergang zur Linie 5. Fahrtende. Bitte aussteigen.
this guy to move off. Well, actually, no, we're fine to stop behind him. Other things. He's probably stopped at the lights. Oh, no, there he goes. He's off. Superb. Route complete. Nice amount of points. So there you have it. Right, guys, what I'm going to do here is I am now going to go off. I'm going to end this part of the video here. I'm going to go off and I'm going to play this game. I'm going to run all my routes forward and back. I'm going to visit every station. I'm going to go through every traffic signal in every direction. I'm going to play the game for a good few hours, and then I'm going to come back and tell you what I found and what my thoughts are. Okay? So I will catch you in a few hours, but for you, it will be seconds. Welcome back, guys. I know for you it's milliseconds. For me, it's been a few hours, actually. I did stop for lunch as well, but yeah. I have played this game quite extensively. I rebuilt my map just to see what I could do with these numbers from before. I added in more routes and everything. I've been able to get my lines up a little bit. This is still broken. Even if I add this station in, it only goes up to 4.3. So that part is broken. And if you add that station in, it also does plummet your transported passengers down. So the bugs in this that I know View App are aware of because I have spoken to them about them, and I have had answers back. They are looking into them. From what I was told, this one was supposed to have been fixed, but this faulty station wouldn't be fixed for a little bit because nobody else had made them aware of it. I was the only one that brought it up. And I can't remember who it was I spoke to now at View App, but he said he'd done some testing himself on it, and he had said that it is a problem and it will get fixed in the future. So I wasn't expecting that to be fixed, but he did tell me this one had been fixed, but it hasn't. Anyway, what else have I found whilst I've been playing? Okay, so funny enough, in the route that we just ran, when I ended that route, I don't think there was a tram there, was there? There was, but it pulled out my way. Every other route that I've done, when I get to the end of the route that I'm doing, there is a traffic jam. Every single one. And the trams don't move. The only way to clear them is to drive into them. And at one point, I sat there for 10 minutes waiting to see if they'd move. And they don't. Sometimes it's just one tram. Sometimes it's two or three. So, yes, there's an issue there. Definitely a bug there. I will be highlighting all these things to View App. What else have I found? Pedestrians. Oh, my God, have they made them worse. Pedestrians walk through each other. They walk out into the road. They cross roads where there's no crossing. They walk into your tram. They literally just walk into your tram at traffic lights, and you get penalised for running over a pedestrian when you were stationary and they walk into you. The pedestrians are a massive problem. They need a lot of looking at. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what have I got here? Pedestrians walking out into the road, walking through each other, walking through vehicles, walking through streams of traffic, walking through cars, crossing roads just randomly. Yeah, pedestrians are buggy as hell is what I'm telling you. What else have we got here? Cars driving in front of you, kind of like we had. That happened at numerous junctions. I had the go signal, but there was traffic coming out from all over the place. So I don't know whether that's me not understanding the way roads work in Germany or what. But for me, it was weird that I was given the green light to go, and then cars came at me from sometimes both sides. I didn't quite understand that. I had disappearing cars. I had disappearing pedestrians all over the place. What else did I find? Yeah, invisible cars. Yeah, I got told that I'd run into a car that wasn't there. So there must be like cars where the game thinks there is a car. There wasn't a car. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. So next thing, I like to immerse myself into these games. So I looked at Cold Dark Starts. There were a lot of issues with Cold Dark Starts. Lots of issues. If you did a Cold Dark Start, the Cold Dark Start sequence didn't work properly. They have improved that. There's even, in one or two of them when I did it, it even showed you, to put the pantograph up and to do this, to do that. So there have been improvements, and when I got to the end of the routes, it didn't crash like it used to. By the way, I stopped for lunch for half an hour. In 6 hours of playing this game, I have no crashes. 0 crashes. Not a single one. I've had plenty of other things to moan about, but no crashes. I visited every station and I missed none of them. None of them were missed. Some of them I missed on purpose just to test things out. Same with the signals. All the signals seem to be fixed. All the stations seem to be fixed. And the crashing seems to have been fixed. They were the 3 things that they promised with this update would be fixed. And they have absolutely lived up to that promise. Can't fault them on that. They did promise that pedestrians were going to get massively overhauled. And that as well, they have lived up to that. However, I genuinely wish they hadn't been bothered. I would gladly take the old pedestrians over the new ones, because the new ones are lemmings. They have no... Yeah, they're terrible. The pedestrians are awful. So the main issues I have are the pedestrians. If you turn them off, the game's awesome. And if you turn off AI trams, the game should work fine. And I did. I turned off both pedestrians and AI trams, and I played for an hour with no incidents, bar the traffic thing pulling out in front of me every now and again. So, the big question is the game playable now? I'm going to sit on the fence at that one, and I'm going to let you make up your own minds. For me, I'm probably going to play a little bit more, but not much more. So for me, I'm going to say it's still unplayable. It's more playable than it was, but only marginally. Because before I had only had to turn off the AI trams. Now I'm forced to turn off the AI trams and the AI pedestrians. Which is easy enough done. Let me just show you quickly. Hang on. Why are we not getting my... there we go. Options. You just go to gameplay and HUD all the way to the bottom. AI trams, you can turn them off here. Okay, you can turn off AI cars if you want, but I've not really had an issue with them. And for pedestrians, I do wish there was a turn pedestrians off here. You can't, but you can come into graphics. I set all this back up to show you how to do this. And pedestrian density, you can turn it to low. Now, it still doesn't fix the issue, but at least there's less of them to get in your way. Yeah. And that's my thoughts on the game's guide. I am... the other thing with the Cold Dark Start thing, they have improved, like, Let me show you this quickly. So if I come to here and I go to start a session, go to this. Now, if you look here, which route of mine? Yeah, this route here starts up here. And your sidings, your start of the day is down here. So if I choose that route, I can go all the way to the bottom here and click on this. It will tell me that I'm starting there. It will give me a time of day dependent on where your starting services are. Now, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to leave it as ready to drive for now. And I'm going to start in the cockpit. And I'm going to start the game. And I'll just show you this quickly, and then I'll leave it at that. They have improved this because they have made it kind of automated for you to go to the starting station. That wasn't there before. Cold Dark start wise, there are still many bugs, including if you ask it to start on foot outside the tram. It's never worked once for me. Sometimes it loads me in the tram, in the cockpit, and sometimes it just doesn't load. It loads a blue screen. Not a crash, but like a blue screen. So yeah, if you look here, and I don't know why it asked me to open the doors here and shut them. And I can get driving anytime I like. And once I pass a certain point, there you go, it tells me now that my next stop is the starting station, which is up here, and it gives me a realistic time to get there as well. I tested this out on a few of my routes, including one where I start right the way down here, and it gave me a very realistic time to get down there. I was able to get down there before the route started. So, massive improvements there. So I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing. They are moving in the right direction. It's just very slow progress. What I would like them to see them do now is roll back the pedestrians. I would rather have them standing on the bus stops, on the tram stops, than just marching out in front of me any day. So yeah, that's my big problem at the moment is the pedestrians. And the AI trams. I saw no traffic jams with AI trams apart from at the last station on my route. Every time I got there, there was a traffic jam. Please let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Have I missed anything? Let me know that if I've not mentioned any bugs, let me know. I want to know. Yeah, really do. Let me know what I've missed so I can test these things, and I will report all these bugs that I find to view at myself. Anyway, I know this has been a bit of a long one today, and I know most of it has been me waffling, but I know that there are a few of my subscribers that want to know what's happening with the game. I have tried to reach out to ViewApp to get a little bit of more insider information from them. But they've been quite closed with me at the moment. They're not real. I know I'm a very, I've got 100 subscribers. I know they don't count me as a YouTuber yet. So, it would have been nice to get a little bit of feedback from them. I know there are other British YouTubers that are Dovetail ambassadors. But to be honest, none of them seem that interested in this game. I'm totally into this game. I think this game has huge potential. They just need to pull it off, and they just need to get working on it. And they need good game testers. God, I'll test it for them. Do you know what I mean? They don't appear to have any in-house game testers. Which I find bizarre. Anyway, I've waffled enough, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If anything I've done today has helped you in any way, it really helps the channel out. I will keep doing some stuff on this game. I'm going to play it a little bit more, and I may or may not release some more videos. I may do a little bit of a compilation of bugs or something like that, or crazy pedestrians walking out in front of trams and stuff. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you at the next one.